Hi, this is Neal Datta. I'm an immigration attorney here in New York City. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about the process of filing for your green card based on your marriage to a U.S. citizen. Well, of course, the first thing you have to do is, get married, right? And once you're married, then you're going to have to file a bunch of applications with immigration. And one of those applications is called an Immigrant Visa Petition for an alien relative. And that's the same petition that you use if you're filing for your wife, your parent, your child, and even your brother or sister. The difference is that when you're filing for your green card for your wife, it's a little bit harder to prove whether or not that person is really related to you as your wife than it might be if you were trying to petition for and prove you're related to, say, your child or your parent or your brother. Once you file this petition, you're then going to get an interview with immigration. Really, the primary focus of your interview is going to be, is this a real marriage or is this a business marriage? Now, let's say you are somebody who came here with a visa. You've never been arrested. You have nothing bad you've ever done, and you're trying to get your green card. Well, if that's the case, then really the only issue for consideration is this a bona fide marriage? Which really means, did you enter into the marriage for romantic reasons and with the intention of building a life together as husband and wife? What's interesting and what I've seen in my practice over the years is how many people who really are married, who really do love each other, who really did get married because they had a bona fide relationship, end up going to their interview and having their cases denied. And what's interesting about it is that in reality, the type of questions that immigration will ask you during your interview are not really things that the average person knows about their husband or wife. So for example, somebody who just got married to a foreigner who is from, let's say, Africa or maybe South America may not have had the opportunity to meet or even communicate with that person's parents. And even if you have spoken to them on the phone, more than likely it's been a very brief conversation and not one where you've had long 2-hour dinners over wine where you've been able to find out all the things about that person's life. And so very often you'll go to the immigration office and they'll say, sir, what are your in-laws' names? What is your mother-in-law's first name? What is her complete name? And people won't know. They may not know what city they live in. They may not know what city they were born in. And that's because we're talking about a group of people who are married to a foreigner who may not have been back to their own country in many years and with whom they've really not had an opportunity to socialize or get to know. All of a sudden, here you are in your immigration interview and the officer asks you a simple question. Sir, what is your mother-in-law's complete name? Mama? Mami? La Señora? I don't know. Another great example of the type of question that often causes a problem is, well, where did your spouse live when she came to the United States? Where did she work when she came to the United States? Where did she live when you met each other? And again, those are questions that you may or may not know. The fact that you may not know those answers can create a basis for suspicion. You have to remember to just sit down and play the newlywed game with your wife. It's that kind of situation. You have to find out their likes. You have to find out their history. You have to find out every little detail and try to remember. And it's not because you're trying to pretend you're married. It's because you have to understand the system. You have to understand who you're dealing with, what our culture is, and what we expect and believe that every married person should know about their spouse before they get married. And the reality is that the expectations that immigration has may have nothing to do with your own expectations. But if you want to win, you have to be able to persuade one of them that everything is okay in your marriage. Before you go to one of those interviews, you get yourself really ready because you don't want to end up in a situation where your real marriage is viewed as a fraud, because that can snowball into an entire deportation case and even lead to your arrest, detention, and deportation. So thank you for listening, and I hope you got some good information out of this. Thank you.